I came out here to replace the serpentine belt, but it's not the problem. If I put a serpentine belt on it, it's got a better water pump. He's not going to be able to drive it at all. This is a typical day at work. Right now I'm working on a Jeep. The customer called me here to replace a serpentine belt here with the tensioner, and so I came out here. They thought well, there was a reason why the serpentine belt just came off of the pulleys. So at first I thought that it just broke the serpentine belt, right? But it's not broken. It just slipped off, and the problem is the water pump. The water pump broke, and I'll show it to you here. I don't know if you can see that down there. I don't know. Okay, I'll show it to you when I get it out. So what I do in these cases when I find the problem, first thing is, if it's something like this, sometimes people call me out to like replace an alternator, a power steering pump, or things like that. And if it's going to take too much time to diagnose, or like to make sure that that is the problem, I tell the customer, do you want me to check out if that's the real problem or not? And there I might charge them a little bit more, or just the same price. But some people just want the part replaced, the part that they called me out to replace, and so I replace the part if that's what they want. Or if they say, okay, yeah, check it to make sure that it's the real problem, and so then I check it. And if it's not going to take much time, like this here, a serpentine belt slipped off of the pulleys, so either pulleys are not aligned, or either a idler pulley bearings they seize up, and so the pulley does not move it at all, or does not spin at all, or the tensioner does not have enough tension in it, and so it's like flops a lot, or it's a broken water pump, like in this case. In this case, the water pump is broken. The bearings inside the water pump gave up, and so there's a lot of movement in the pulley, and so that's why the serpentine belt slipped off of the water pump pulley. And when I find the problem, I then make an estimate on how much the labor is going to be, and how much the part is going to be. I make an estimate, and then I give them the whole total, including taxes. Like in this case, it's going to cost $230 to replace the water pump, including labor and parts like antifreeze and the water pump, and just taxes, things like that. And I called the customer. Like right now, I came to the customer's house. The customer is not at the house. He just left the keys for me in a place where he left the keys there, and then I came out here to replace the serpentine belt. But it's not the problem. If I put a serpentine belt on it, it's got a better water pump. He's not going to be able to drive it at all, because the antifreeze just drains out of the water pump. I didn't put any water pump in it. I just looked like if there is no other leaks around, and there are no other leaks that I can visually see. So then I called him and told him about the situation, and then gave him two prices. Like I usually deal with O'Reilly parts, so there's Murray and Master Pro water pump. Murray is higher price, Master Pro is lower price, and quality also is higher and lower. And then so I gave him a quote for $215 and a quote for $230, $15 of difference. Then he went with the Murray, and now I'm going to go get the parts at the auto parts store. So that's a typical day for me, and this is my I didn't want to work today because I'm not working this week because of the coronavirus. But he is this guy goes to the church where I go to, and I know him, and he kind of needs his car, and so I came out here and work on his car, since it only was going to be a serpentine belt. Now it turned out to be a water pump. But well, this is my job, and so I gotta go get the water pump and then put it back on the car and then just go home from here. But that's a typical day for me. If it was like normal, then this would be my first appointment, like my morning appointment. Then after this, then I go to my second appointment, and I only take 2 appointments a day, one at 9 a.m. and one at 3 p.m. That gives me enough time to from 9 to 2 p.m. finish my first job, and then from 3 to like 6 or 7 p.m. to finish my other job. And sometimes it doesn't take that much if it's like on just a serpentine belt and brakes and things like that. If I make $200 a day, then it's fine. That's $200 a day for me, not including parts. And so it's a good day if it's $200 or more a day. If it's $200 less a day, then it's not a good day on like normal days. But now with this crisis, any amount of money that I can make a day is good. All right, so I'm going to go get the parts, and I'll be back here to replace them, and I'll show you a little bit of the process on or when I take the water pump out. Okay, we got the water pump right here, and we got one antifreeze for Chrysler, since it's a Jeep. So got this antifreeze. This is 50/50. This car is going to take about 2. I got more here. Got this one, and this one. So, but I got an extra one just in case. Well, I always want to have one in my van. And I got a Scott paper towel because I forgot to bring one of these. I buy these in boxes because it's cheaper, but I forgot to bring one, so I'm gonna use that too. Let's go. As you can see, it's just wiggling. I mean, like, it's broken. Got it out. This is the thing. That's the problem right there. See, and it just seized up right now. Anyways, okay, let's put the new one in. This is what I have to deal with today. No battery, and no battery. I got the batteries for these. They're too big. This one too. Those work, but I forgot to bring my battery for this ratchet here. And so this is what I gotta deal with. Bolts. Manually screwing these bolts in, and it's taking too long, and also plus it's freaking raining here. It's life. This is my life. Alright, serpentine belt installed, water pump installed down there, and added antifreeze. Let's start it. Oh, and the battery is dead. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, let's do this again. There we go. Okay, test driving it right now to make sure that it doesn't overheat. I forgot to bring my scan tool to check the engine cooling temperature on it to see if it gets to where it has to get to, and then the cooling fan kicks up or kicks on to bring that temperature down. If it brings it down, then it should be good. But if it doesn't bring it down, then there's still a problem there. But I forgot to bring my scan tool to see that. So right now I just gotta drive it a little bit more to see if it does not overheat. So right now it seems to be fine. Seems like it's not overheating. So I'm going to drive back to the house. I've been driving it for like 5 minutes now, and we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go home. Let's go home now. Temperature is good. This car needs a little bit more of oil. The oil level is low, so I'm going to tell the owner that it needs a little bit more of oil, and it takes 5W20. And that's about it. Alright, time to eat something after work. Let's see. Look at that. Delicious.